guys, it's Kimberly from Modern Mess Princess Ministries, and I am in front of the camera again today. I wanted to get a video up for our Sunday Psalms, but I'm on the road again. So I'm like camped out on the floor in my niece's bedroom. I've already done the art journaling piece of this, and I'll show that to you, and then we'll talk about the psalm together. Sound okay? If it doesn't, I don't know how to vote, so sorry. Anyway, we are in Psalm 30, and this is what I did for Psalm 30. I did just a bunch of layering of papers and die cuts and little things I punched out, and I didn't tack down this side so that I could still read what's going on underneath that psalm. So I just, since I'm traveling, I didn't bring all my paint and all that kind of stuff, so this was really perfect and really fun to do on the road. So hopefully that'll inspire you to try something like Bible journaling when you're not home either. I just brought a bunch of already cut out pieces of ephemera and a tape runner and a few markers. So you can get quite a bit done with that. That's really fun. All right, so we are in Psalm 30. In my Bible, it's titled Joy Comes with the Morning. So I labeled it Sadness. The psalm, when I read it, it feels like the psalmist is trying to understand and deal with sadness or grief. So again, as we go through these, different things will pop out at different for different people. So you may not read this as a psalm about sadness. You might read it as a psalm about grief, or you might read it as a psalm about despair or something like that. Please put your own words onto your page. And so that, again, this book of Psalms becomes a resource. So this is what I've been doing. I wrote sadness here, and then the truth about sadness and how to work it out according to God, how to work it out with Him. So I want to read you Psalm 30. It's a bit long, but I think it's totally worth it. Okay. It's another Psalm of David. Most of the Psalms are, but some aren't, so I've been letting you know just in case it's not a Psalm of David. But this is another Psalm of David. It's a song dedicated to the temple. He says, I will extol you, O God, for you have drawn me up, and you have not let my foes rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried to you for help, and you have healed me. You have, Lord, O Lord, you have brought me up. Lord, you brought up my soul from Sheol, and you restored me to life from among those who go down into the pit. Sing praises to you, his saints, and give thanks to his holy name, for his anger is but for a moment, but his favor is for a lifetime. That's a whole lesson right there about his favor being on us for a lifetime. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes in the morning. So if you've heard that phrase, if you've got that verse memorized, like sadness comes in the night, or grief comes in the night, or tears come in the night, but joy comes in the morning, that's right here. It's in Psalm, and that is verse 5. So Psalm 30, verse 5. You guys, I can't talk. I'm really tired. I've been traveling and anyway, I'm just tired, so bear with me here. All right, so, but by your favor, Lord, you made my mountain stand strong. You hid your face, and I was dismayed. To you, O Lord, I cry, and I plead for mercy. What profit is there in my death? What if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it tell you of your faithfulness? Hear, O Lord, and be merciful to me. Be my helper. You have turned for me my mourning into dancing. You have loosed my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness, that my glory may sing your praise and not be silent. O Lord my God, I give thanks to you forever. And then, so a few things jumped out at me. This psalm feels kind of power-packed to me. Like every stanza has something like boom, boom, boom that we could be discussing. But since I chose to look at this sadness side of things, because he talks about the Lord hiding his face and it dismayed him. And he talks about weeping through the night and then joy comes in the morning. He says he feels like he has been taken down to Sheol and drawn back up from there. He obviously has people chasing after him who are enemies. And then he actually takes God at his word, and he's like, what happens if I'm dead? What good can I do for you and for your kingdom if I'm dead? And then in verse 10, he says, oh, Lord, be my helper. I want to talk about that for just a quick second, because I think sometimes we think the most effective prayers are the ones that are the beautiful ones, and the words all come out just right, and they sound like the Psalms, or they sound like your favorite pastor who prays out loud. Or I can't tell you how many times I've been in a group of people who are praying, and there's almost invariably about half of the people, if not more, say, well, I'm not good at praying. There's a problem with that, because praying is not a skill. And it's not a natural talent either. It's just words. It's just talking with God. And it may feel awkward, but it's not a performance-based activity. So don't be saying you aren't good at prayer, because you might just be shy and not feel comfortable praying out loud. But that's a whole different thing than not being good at praying. And to this end, I love the verse that's right here, like I was saying, that says, oh, Lord, be my helper. Because there are times where all I can do is say, help. Oh, Lord, help, help. Like, I honestly have no other words. There have been a few times in my life where that's all I could do. Or when I've been massively fatigued from my chronic illness, during some of those times, my brain just doesn't catch up with the rest of life very quickly. I get brain fog. And so in those situations too, sometimes I'm just like, God, help. I don't even know what I need. I don't know what I want to ask for. I don't know how to even praise you right now. I just help. You're big and you're mighty, and you can do this. Help, help, help. I had a time recently where I was just awfully confused and frustrated and sad, and it was kind of good timing for this verse, actually. And all I could do was say help. I honestly had no idea what else I should pray for. So don't sweat it. If all you can do is say help or thanks or please show me you're here, please help me, those are prayers that God hears for sure. So if sadness is a part of life, which it obviously is, or grief, or whatever you want to call this psalm, these feelings are a part of life. But the solution I see, or the truth that I see coming out of this psalm, is that grief and sadness are temporary. And in those moments, God is with us right there too. Even if we're not convinced that He is, even if we don't feel like He is right there with us. We just need to stay connected to Him. And then He promises some things. He says He'll restore us, He'll help us, He'll turn our sadness into joy. He will be our healer. There is a ton of good stuff in this psalm. So if you're going through a time right now where sadness or grief, those kind of feelings are feeling pretty overwhelming, or if you go through them later, we all go through times of mourning and sadness. I want to encourage you to look for the truth, the hope that's on the other side of those feelings. Now, we don't want to deny the feelings. We're going through the Psalms not to erase our feelings, but to deal with them effectively. So we have our sadness. We have our times. We share that with God. God, I am so grieved over this. I don't even know what to do with myself. Okay, so now we've gotten honest, and then we can listen to the promises He has for us. He will restore joy again. He will restore us again. He will help us through this. He will be our helper. He will heal us. He turned my mourning into dancing. He's clothed me with gladness. Oh Lord, oh God, I will give thanks to you forever. So I see in the sadness, it's important to get honest with God and just say, I don't know what's going on here. I'm super sad. I'm overwhelmed with grief. And then go into, if you want to pray like David did, say, wait, my life can't be about just this. So show me the hope. And then pray for the hope that he promises here in Psalm 30. You promise, oh Lord. It's kind of cool to pray the scriptures. So if I was going through a really hard time, I could look at the second half of this psalm and say, Lord, I'm praying, I'm pleading for mercy. What is profit in my death if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Lord, be merciful to me like your word says it you will. Lord, be my helper. I need help right now. Lord, turn my sadness into dancing. I want to dance again, Lord. Dance with me. You have loosed my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness. Lord, take the garments of sadness off of me and put back on the garments of praise so that I can be glad. Lord, and most of all, may I continue to praise you and not be silent through this time. Give me a soft heart and a heart that just aches to praise you even in the hard times. I won't be silent. Amen. So that's how I would work through sadness with Psalm 30. And again, one more peek. There's the art. Super simple, super fun. I hope that's helpful, you guys, and I will see you again in another video. Again, not sure when, because I have the house to myself right now, so it's nice and quiet. But I will see you guys again soonish. All right, bye.